A 28-year-old woman stands behind the most powerful podium in America, wearing nearly $10,000 worth of designer clothing, fielding questions from the world's most ruthless reporters. Just a decade ago, she was serving ice cream in a small New Hampshire town. This is the story of Karoline Leavitt, the youngest White House press secretary in American history. But behind the meteoric rise lies campaign finance violations, secret marriages, and ethical controversies that could shake political trust forever. How did a working-class girl become Trump's most powerful voice? And what dark secrets hide beneath her polished exterior? Born in 1997 among old trucks and her family's ice cream shop in New Hampshire, Karoline embodied pure American grit. No silver spoons, no political dynasties, just a working-class family and a daughter with fire in her eyes. At St. Anselm College, while classmates played it safe, Karoline made her first bold statement, openly supporting Donald Trump in a highly polarized environment. Her NCAA Division II softball scholarship taught her that champions aren't made in comfort zones. They're forged where others fear to compete. While most political careers follow traditional pathways through local governance, Karoline took the professional route, direct ascent through institutional connections. Her Fox News internship was just the beginning. The real breakthrough came with Trump's White House Correspondents Office, her first taste of raw American power. 51.7% of politicians reaching cabinet-level positions had insider experience, compared to only 10.3% from local councils. Karoline wasn't just following this trend, she was perfecting it. By 2022, at just 25, Karoline shocked the establishment by running for New Hampshire's first congressional district against seasoned veterans. She didn't win, but gained something more valuable: national recognition and Trump's attention. Within months, she became national spokeswoman for Make America Great Again, Inc. The media dubbed her the new firebrand of the conservative movement. But here's the mystery: how does someone accumulate such influence so quickly? The answer reveals how political power operates in modern America. When Karoline steps to any podium, things explode. Her combat-style messaging prioritizes attack over defense, calculated political warfare, not accidental aggression. During her explosive View appearance against Whoopi Goldberg, she systematically dismantled left-wing narratives. When Senator Schumer blamed Trump for a Toronto plane crash, her response was brutal. That is an irresponsible and false accusation. This was Canadian air traffic control failure, completely unrelated to the FAA.
Biographical questionnaire asking you the color of your skin and asking you where you're from in details that
Mathematical studies show extreme messaging can hurt campaigns by alienating moderates. So why continue? Because Karoline isn't playing traditional politics. She's constructing a political archetype that transcends normal electoral calculations. While Americans struggle with inflation, Karoline lives like royalty. Her estimated net worth at $6 million, staggering for someone barely past 20. The crown jewel, a $10 million craftsman colonial mansion in Washington, D.C., with manicured gardens, terrazzo stone kitchen, luxury spa bath, and private office with vintage fireplace, plus a historic Hampton home on 2 acres of prime land. Here's the haunting question: how does someone accumulate this wealth in under a decade of political work? Political analysts note exponential wealth growth among young politicians within 5 to 7 years, while millions face poverty. When politicians' wealth growth exceeds normal patterns and the richest 1% captures 2/3 of new wealth, what does this mean for democratic equality? On Christmas 2023, Karoline stunned America by announcing her engagement to Nicholas Riccio, a real estate mogul 32 years her senior. "The man of my dreams," she wrote, flashing her ring while the public asked, "Who is this man?" The wedding was held in total secrecy. No press, no media, no live stream. A candlelit ceremony that felt more like political calculation than romance. 7 months later, she gave birth in July 2024. But her maternity leave lasted just 3 days. When Trump faced an assassination attempt on July 13th, Karoline, days postpartum, returned to the podium like a steel warrior. Admirers called her America's Iron Woman. Skeptics called it calculated timing. Was this dedication or political theatre? As press secretary, Karoline ignited immediate firestorms. She announced a full freeze on federal grants to review DEI compliance, instantly paralysing hundreds of institutions. Then came the bigger shock. Gender would be defined strictly by biological sex at birth. Federal LGB+ protections would be nullified. She called it restoring sanity. Supporters praised fighting radical wokeism. Opponents called it human rights rollback. Despite denying involvement with Project 2025, leaked documents showed her name in private strategy meetings. Is this unwavering conservative loyalty or a high-stakes gamble that could define or destroy her future? Behind Karoline's polish lies a financial scandal threatening everything. Her 2022 campaign left $325,000 in debt, with $200,000 flagged as excessive donations violating federal law. How could a presidential spokesperson be tied to such serious violations? Where did the money go? Who's covering what? Everyday citizens breaking finance laws face fines, investigations, jail. But Karoline stands at the White House podium as if nothing happened. Why do laws apply differently to the powerful? While Americans battle inflation and debt, a White House official sitting on hundreds of thousands in violations raises questions about justice and reveals cracks in public trust. At her first briefing, Karoline wore $500 LPA blazer, $730 Jimmy Choos, $6,000 Dior handbag, $2,000 Louis Vuitton tote, nearly $10,000 in one appearance. This wasn't vanity, it was strategy. Luxury consumption influences political attitudes. Every outfit declares power, status, and positioning. To fans, she embodies the modern conservative woman, bold, elegant, successful. To critics, she reflects elite disconnection from struggling Americans. As millions face basic expense struggles, a White House official in luxury raises the fundamental question: who pays the price for power? Who is Karoline Leavitt, the small-town girl who rose through determination, the conservative warrior fighting media and ideology, or a calculated political construction? At 28, she's redefining women in politics while challenging limits of age, gender, and ideology. She represents the modern archetype: rapid institutional ascent, confrontational communication, luxury contradictions, and constant tension between authenticity and strategy. Her story illuminates critical democracy questions. When young politicians accumulate unprecedented wealth while carrying campaign debt, what happens to political equality? When confrontational communication dominates, how does this affect democratic institutions? Research shows perceived polarization undermines Americans' trust in each other, decreasing cooperation and undermining democratic foundations. Karoline is celebrated and criticized, praised and questioned. Maybe that's what makes her story compelling. She reminds us politics isn't just winning, it's enduring storms. It's not just spotlight, it's finding light in darkness. She is present, controversy, promise, and warning. In an era of familiar faces, Karoline entered like wind, young, daring, unshakably confident. Whether she represents America's political future or a cautionary tale about rapid ascent and ethical boundaries, one thing is certain: America will decide who Karoline Leavitt really is. That decision reveals as much about us as about her. The question isn't just about Karoline, It's about what political leadership America chooses and what that choice says about democratic governance's future in an age of unprecedented change.